I'm curious, in your experience, how have you found that this applies or that this plays out with organizations where people haven't, they don't even at this point, because they've been dealing with this burnout and the like the oppression for so long, they don't even feel like there is another way or that they're worth another way or whatever the reason is. Like, how do you navigate that bridge? Because somebody has to actually believe or even know that it's there for them to want it.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. There's sort of two parts of it. The first one is pretty much no matter where you work, with maybe a very small selection of exceptions, that place is going to tell you this is the way we do things here, and this is right and it is normal. So you better get used to it. We have all the power. Too bad if you don't like it. And it's the people within that environment that are going to say that, and the structure itself is going to send you that message every single day. So over and over, your entire career, from your very first exposure, maybe even before you get your first job, you're receiving this message. This is the way things are. You're the problem, not us. Even though, if you take a step back and you look at, okay, well, what did they create here? Did they set their people up for success? Did they set you up for success?
Mm-hmm.
Or are they being fair towards you? The answer to all of those questions very often is no, absolutely not. So there's this really inverted power structure, and it's like shrouded in secrecy, and it's propped up by all of these pieces and all of these people, and it's all kind of working against you. Answer, I think, is you do have to know it yourself, and it also helps a lot to know other people who feel and think like you
Mm-hmm.
do, so you don't feel totally alone,
Yeah.
because they isolate you on purpose. That's the reason they don't share any salary information. That's the reason you're not ever supposed to talk about your performance review. You can't say anything about your boss without getting in trouble, because they're isolating you and then they're holding all of this power. And it's so that they can pay the bare minimum and take essentially no responsibility for any of the results. They can put all that back on you. So I think the first thing is to know, like, you're not losing your mind. You are trying to do two people's jobs in an environment. You're being expected to work around the clock, to be available all the time, to do like churn out these results. And if you make even the slightest misstep, they're going to chip away at your self-esteem
Mm-hmm.
and your ability to perform and say that's all your fault because you couldn't thrive, and that's what we're looking for. And so all that stuff about, thriving in a fast-paced environment, like that's not realistic. Just because some things have been normalized within the corporate space does not mean that that is a realistic way that a human can perform.